Auburn Blitz is now on the air. Your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello again, everyone, and good Tuesday afternoon. Welcome into this, another edition of the Auburn Blitz. I am Andy Graham alongside Randy Lee. We'll be with you for the next hour, taking your comments, taking your phone calls, talking about everything going on in the world of Auburn athletics. Thank you so much for all of you out there making us a part of your day. We appreciate each and every one of you. Love to hear from you. Give us a call. Let us know what's on your mind, 256-234-6221, or you can dial us up on the Sports Blitz Facebook page at Sports with a Z and comment away. Auburn goes ahead and takes care of business yesterday, disposes of the UCLA Bruins. Another, 2 2/3 innings. Gets it done with Carson Skipper and Blake Burkhalter. Auburn moves on to the Super Regional, the fourth time that they have done so, third time in the Butch Thompson era, third time in the last 5 years for this Auburn baseball team. So this becoming the expectation, this becoming the norm for Auburn baseball. That is a very good thing. So Auburn will travel out to Corvallis, Oregon, to take on the Beavers. That will begin on, Saturday, I believe, at 9:30, I think. A little bit late for us. Maybe a late night for us, Randy, but nonetheless, it is what it is. You got to travel out there to the West Coast. You play a little bit later. So we'll look at that, talk about it a little bit as Auburn, as we did yesterday. Look at the bracket as we now see 5 SEC teams in Super Regionals. So you could see a lot of flavor of the SEC in the College World Series this year. That could be very interesting. So we'll take a look at that as well, bounce around, talk about some other things, College Football Hall of Fame nominees coming out, some interesting names on there. Who do you think should be in? Who should not be? So just anything and everything today, whatever's on your mind, let us know. Randy, good to see you.
Glad to be here.
How was your holiday?
It was a good holiday. I've been busy, bouncing from one thing to the next. Work is got me running in here with about 15 seconds to spare to go on air with you this morning.
I wasn't going to say a word.
Well, I'll let everyone know that I did. As you watched me move this mic in, I just walked through the door, and it's that time of year in our business. You got to make it or not make it at all,
right?
When it turns into the summer months. But we want to thank all of you for tuning in throughout the state of Alabama. 256-234-6221 is our phone number. One thing we changed up about a year ago is we went back to the phone lines. And, Andy, I bring that up for a reason. I do think it's added a lot to the program to go back to taking the phone calls and getting consistent phone callers and getting personalities other than ours involved. And I thought Jason Caldwell did a tremendous job of covering the baseball tournament this past week, and it's always fun to have him on. He's been on with us for 15 to 17 years from the first show that we did with any of our Sports Blitz. So I'm really excited about the direction of this Auburn baseball program. I know that we've all said that we wanted good baseball, but I think we all questioned at one point in time whether we'd ever get it again.
There's no question about it. I mean, you go back and we started talking about somebody mentioned, when was that? When was the one Ohio State, when we hosted that regional? You got to go all the way back to 2003. And, of course, we lost that one. And then you go back to 2010 when they actually hosted one, but got beat by Clemson. A great year in 2010. Auburn wins the SEC, but they've kind of been it's kind of been buckshot. I mean, it's sporadic. It was hit or miss there for about 2 decades. And then along comes Butch Thompson, and he has created an expectation. He keeps talking about that, and he's not shying away from it and saying, look, at some point you have got to, as a program, take it to the next step and say this is the expectation. He says, look, this season it's national championship or bust. And I like that. I
do too. And the way we're swinging a bat right now, I don't think he's stepping out on a ledge that he can't come back from. I'm on text threads, Auburn Friend text threads, one that you're on. and I think we're all saying the same thing. When's the last time Auburn swung a bat like this? I mean, for power, look like we've got tremendous confidence in the box. We're above average pitching. We're good in the field, but the way that you win these games, when you look at the scores that are going across the airwaves right now, you got to be able to score some runs, and you got to be able to hit the ball out of the park, and this Auburn team can do both.
Yeah, I don't know as I've ever seen. Well, I mean, as far as postseason is concerned, for sure. But I don't recall ever seeing an Auburn team put together this three dominating of a performance. You know, like you said, on the mound, at the plate, in the field. I mean, they just really didn't. One era in 3 games, 51 runs in 3 games. I mean, your starting pitcher goes 5 innings, 6 innings, and 5 1/3, and the only reason he came out at 5 1/3 is because it was a rain delay and they had to finish it the next day. Mason Barnett gives up 1 hit. Joseph Gonzalez gives up 4 hits and 3 runs. Trace Bright only gives up 6 hits and 4 runs. You get dominating starting pitching. It's a great recipe for success.
It is. And in the middle of the lineup, when Sonny's swinging a bat like he is right now, it is a worry all the way around. And, yes, others swung it extremely well. You know, but Sonny was hitting, at about 430 or 440 clip for a majority of the year and then dropped down into the 360. So he had a little spell there where he lost 70 to 80 points on his batting average. Now he's creeping back up to 390.
He was up to 399 at one point this weekend. I don't know if he came back.
Could have stayed because he stayed hot enough. Now, you know, I'm more thinking in game 2 that I saw his average was right around the 390 clips, which means he's added about another 20 to 30 points back onto it. And he's hitting with that power that we've seen, and he's special, dude. He's when he gets in one, it goes a ways. It goes a long ways, and he's such a different frame to see out there on the baseball field that it almost makes you gravitate to him and want to cheer for him that much more.
Oh, the fans love him, and he has embraced Auburn, and Auburn has embraced him. And you know, the walk-up music you're right. I mean, he's a very likable guy. He's got a good story, and I don't know. He was always a good hitter, but whatever that happened, that it was the perfect situation and something clicked, and it's taken him to the next level. And it's kind of one of those stories that you kind of need if you're going to make a run and be that kind of team in Omaha. So big time, you know, got a ways to go, and it'll be really, really difficult to get past Oregon State. But as Butch said, this team is capable of anything.
Let's try to get this phone call. Caller, you're on the Auburn Blitz.
Yes, thank you for taking my call. You was mentioning about Sonny DeShera. The way he's built, that's one thing I love about baseball is basically all body types. If you can perform, you can get out there and do it. So I do love that about baseball. But I think we're real fortunate at Auburn to have Coach Thompson and Gabe Gross and Tim Hudson on our staff to not only coach these guys, which is great, but honestly, being able to get arms in there, get recruits in there, because you're going to be coached by some of the best. And that's pretty much my comment, and I'm looking forward to this next weekend going up to Oregon State and seeing what we can do with those guys. Thanks a lot for taking my call.
Thank you, Jerry. And I kind of second everything that you said there. We thought for a long time that the issues that we had with recruiting and the allotment of scholarships that are given here in this state and the lack of a lottery in this state, and we've beat it till it's a dead horse on all of those issues. But even without many changes, and I don't know that the NIL has become as big a part of college baseball as it may in the years to come, and I don't know if another assistant coach could be something that's down the line in college baseball, Auburn's winning. And we've already figured out a way to win under this current setup. What if things do change around? And what if Butch Thompson is a little bit more able to play on a level playing field? How good can this program be? I think it can be even higher up where we are right now, and that's saying something.
I would agree 100%. And don't forget about Carl Nunmaker either. He is probably the unsung hero of that staff. I mean, he doesn't have the star power of Tim Hudson and Gabe Gross, but he does a lot of the work. He goes on the road, finds a lot of these guys in the transfer portal, and goes out and does the recruiting and a lot of the development as well. So he's a big part. He's been with the staff, I guess, the whole time since Butch Thompson has been here. So just to throw him out there as well. But yeah, it's a great staff. It's a lot of great chemistry. The team's got a lot of great chemistry. And to have so many new parts and young guys being plugged in too, that for whatever reason, I don't know as you can manufacture that. It just kind of happens or it doesn't.
I don't know if you've seen the SEC story on Skip Burtman. You've seen it?
Hold the rope.
Yeah, intriguing to see where the state of baseball was in the state of Louisiana back in the 80s and how far they've come. Well, I was thinking, I know we're up against a break, but I was thinking, that's not the case in Auburn, Alabama. No. There are some sports that are beloved in this state, but I know no sports that are loved more than baseball is in that community and in Phoenix City and in the Columbus area. They're obsessed with baseball in that area and have been for a long, long time. So you're in a community that once it does start going on an upward swing, there's no telling where it could end up.
True. Just getting started here on this edition of the Auburn Blitz. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Hillaby Towers is an affordable senior citizens community located in Alexander City on Highway 22 East. Spacious one-bedrooms are available now. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today to find out more information on Alexander City's best-kept secret, 256-329-0552. That's Hillaby Towers in Alexander City.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Finding a job might be tough, but starting your new career has never been easier. Wellborn Cabinet in Ashland has a wide array of career opportunities with benefits. General labor production, skilled cabinet builders, product assembly line, shipping, over-the-road truck drivers, clerical, marketing, security, daycare, office clerks, and so much more. Apply in person, 38669 Highway 77 South in Ashland, or online at wellborn.com. Building cabinets, building careers, and building our community.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
A&M Plumbing, service its best when you need it most.
From the smallest drippy faucet to drain cleaning to water heater replacement to gas lines to total systems replacement, A&M Plumbing handles it all. Visit amplumbing.net today for the experienced, licensed, and insured pros at A&M Plumbing.
A&M Plumbing, A&M Plumbing, service at its best when you need it most.
The city famous for its music is quiet now, but it's about to be overwhelmed by the symphony of speed. Nashville Superspeedway will be rocking from the pit to the grandstand. June 24th through 26th, the Ally 400 NASCAR Cup Series race weekend brings a mix of incredible racing and live entertainment. Tickets are going fast, so visit NashvilleSuperspeedway.com today and join the full throttle fun.
It's been 30 years. 30 years of growth. 30 years of dedication. 30 years of service and value to our great customers. 30 years of automotive technology and innovation. We are proud to celebrate our anniversary at Glenn Smith Chevrolet Buick GMC in Opelika, making you smile for 30 years.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy here with you. About 45 more minutes left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us today. Brought to you each and every day by Russell Do-It Center. For all your building supply, home decor, tools, whatever it might be, go and check out Russell Do-It Center today. And let's go back to the phone line.
Terry, you're on the Auburn Blitz.
Good afternoon, guys. How y'all doing?
Glad to have you, Terry.
Good to be with y'all. Hey, I wonder if you guys could tell me a little about this kid from LSU that's transferring to football player, the wide receiver.
Yeah, he's, I think 6 foot, 180-ish, 180, 190. I think he was in the class of 2020 at LSU. I think he had like 22 career receptions for a couple hundred yards. Didn't score a touchdown as far as I know. What you would expect from LSU, I would guess, from one of those receivers, pretty athletic. But he got a lot to prove. I know that. I think he could be a pretty good contributor for Auburn, but transfers it's hard to tell, really.
Certainly helps the receiver room, and that is a big plus. But most receivers are going to know who's throwing on the ball. That's the big question down there right now. With the success of the baseball, and I'm happy as a lark about that. I'm just very happy. And the success of Bruce Pearl, what he has done and what he will do, does this put more pressure on Harsin being the clown that he is?
Go ahead.
I think the pressure's already there.
Okay, good point, Randy. Andy, I'm sorry.
and I think that, looking and seeing the way that Bruce Pearl especially is promoting every other sport and the university as a whole, hopefully Harsin learns a little bit from him and can take advantage of that from the recruiting standpoint. I do sense that Auburn's getting some positive momentum on the recruiting front. I don't know how many commitments that means for us in the near future, but if you do look in, there are a lot more players talking about Auburn than there was, say, 2 months ago, and I think that some of these assistants that Auburn's got, namely Zach Etheridge and some others, are really burning up the roads and doing a great job. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hopeful, Terry. It's the only thing we can be as Auburn fans is hopeful.
That's all we can be is hopeful right now.
Yeah.
But, it's going to take a long-term run for baseball or basketball to be recognized in the perspective they probably should be in this state, because y'all know what football's thought of in this state. So, but they want real positive. I got one recommendation for them, Andy and Randy. Well, fire Brian Harsin. That'll improve recruiting. Take care, guys.
Thank you, Terry. We appreciate you. 256-234-6221. Terry doesn't think a lot about it.
I don't think so. I'm beginning to get that idea. I don't want to shortchange Coy Moore either. 27 catches, 248 yards in his career at LSU. There you go. Ty says, how many seniors or how many starters on baseball will be gone And how is recruiting going for baseball? I mean, Auburn consistently brings in a top 15 class every year, it seems like. I'm pretty sure. I don't know the exact stats. And plus, to be honest with you, in baseball, there are quite a few different, publications that rate those kind of things, and a lot of times they're vastly different. But nonetheless, let's see. We'll just go down. I mean, Brody Moore's a senior. Sonny DeShare is a senior. Brooks Carlson, the transfer from Sanford's a graduate student. Let's see, Nate LaRue's just a junior. Brambush is just a junior. Cason Howell's a senior, so he'll be gone. I think that may be the only starters. Of course, Joseph Gonzalez is just a sophomore. Trace Bright's a junior. Mason Barnett's just a junior. I don't know about, Sonny DeShare. Does he have access to a COVID year? Could he come back? I mean, I don't know if that would really even be an option. I'm pretty sure he's going to get drafted. Now, I don't know, but Auburn's going to lose quite a few if guys that are classified as seniors leave, which it's hard. It's so confusing.
It's confusing right now with the COVID.
If all of them leave, then Auburn's going to have to replace quite a bit.
Over half.
Yeah.
Of the starting lineup. So, but the beauty of baseball and basketball, you need arms in baseball, so I don't want to diminish the having numbers. But the transfer portal, maybe more than any other sport, helped those two. I mean, if you're missing some pieces, you go out and you get Sonny, whose coach moves on to UAB.
Yep.
And clearly sold a lot of really good baseball players to come play for him at Sanford, and Casey Dunn. And he's doing a bang-up job at UAB, and I think he's going to get more and more great players from this state to decide to go to UAB, maybe over Auburn and Alabama at times. I think that Casey Dunn's that type of personality, and has that gravitational pull when it comes to Birmingham. Yeah. And that area, and I'm meaning back to his father and all that they've done for baseball in that community. And so we'll see if that works out for Casey Dunn at UAB. But I think that there's going to be options, is my point, for Auburn to go out there and grab a couple of players if needed at need positions.
Yeah. Auburn picked last in the West, by the way, this year. So overcoming expectation, that's always nice.
Those two transfers in the middle of that lineup, not hurting.
That helped. David says Carl Nunmaker is one of the best recruiters in the country. Our disadvantage in the lack of extra money we can use from lotteries, etc., will be fine because we spot talent that fits and develop them as men and players. Luke says, Terry, hey guys, was just thinking about the Auburn baseball series against Oregon State this weekend, and let's see. And I have only one question. How big of a clown do you think Brian Harrison is? That actually is not too far from the truth. I don't think that's about right. All right, we got to take another break here. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Growing your business isn't just one thing. It's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, your compact equipment provider.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Frontline Outfitters provides all your aftermarket parts for your cars, trucks, and as well as your professional tinting solutions for auto, residential, and commercial buildings. Frontline Outfitters also handles vinyl wraps, spray-in bed liners, truck accessories, LED lighting, paint correction and detailing, and much more. Make sure Frontline Outfitters of Alexander City is your first call for tinting and aftermarket solutions. Call us today, 256-409-8100.
The interstate is backed up this morning due to an accident.
So you don't like sitting still on the interstate? Get the free Algo traffic app. With Algo, you'll have the information you need to avoid problems on your route, to work, to home, to the beach. Traffic backups, wrecks, lane closures, all with current info and live traffic camera feeds. Know before you go with Algo Traffic, ALGO Traffic from the Alabama Department of Transportation. Get it today and arrive on time.
Lake Martin Garage, located on Highway 280 in Jackson's Gap, has been serving our area since 1993. From routine maintenance such as oil changes, tune-ups, and rotating and balancing your tires, to transmission and engine repair, our trained and certified mechanics will get you back on the road better than before. Need a tow? With a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week towing service, Lake Martin Garage has local and long-range pickup. Trust your vehicle needs to the professionals at Lake Martin Garage. Call 256-825-6139, or better yet, stop in and see them today. Lake Martin Garage.
Russell Building Supply and Home Center is just around the corner in a brand new, convenient location with a wide selection of grills, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. The new store offers more home improvement items along with other helpful conveniences like a drive-through lumber yard and our Best Rewards program, making it an ideal destination for do-it-yourselfers and professional contractors. Get ready for game day on the plains by stocking up on all your Auburn tailgating gear at Russell Building Supply and Home Center.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
For more than 40 years, Ingram Equipment Company has helped companies, towns, and cities with their dirtiest, most challenging jobs by providing the very best equipment and by helping them keep in tip-top working condition. IEC represents leading manufacturers such as Heil garbage truck bodies, Timco sweepers, Step pothole patchers, and many more. We proudly support all athletes and teams that compete across the state and wish them good luck this year. Ingram Equipment Company, ingramequipment.net.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy here with you. About 30 more minutes left in today's show, brought to you each and every day by Big Fish Real Estate. For all your real estate needs here in the Lake Martin area as well as down there on the coast, give them a call today, 551-BIG-FISH, or look them up, bigfishlakemartin.com. As we mentioned, the NCAA Baseball Super Regionals now set. Number 1 seed Tennessee will play and host Notre Dame. That should be an interesting one. There's some history there, not necessarily in baseball, but Tennessee and Notre Dame having some pretty interesting battles over the years. Tennessee, has there been a more unlikable team in your memory?
No. Trying to think back in baseball if there's been one that.
As Caleb and I were talking about the other day, I can honestly say it's a first that I've ever seen a guy round first base and give the outfield the finger. And people and what? Who's the guy? Oh man, who's the guy on the SEC Network? He pitched for Ben McDonald.
Yes,
pitched
for
LSU. Said, yeah, he's saying we're number one. No, that's not what he was saying. That's not what he said. That's not what he was saying.
Well, yes, and I think that they've embraced that.
There's no question they have.
I think it's a little bit of the fan base has embraced that, and the coaches definitely embraced allowing them to handle themselves however they choose.
What have we come to in society where you can actually have a group of fans rally around this? I don't understand. I mean, you got parents
Well,
with kids that say, yes, this is good. How are we at this point?
Well, we've been here. I mean, let's think. Oh gosh.
Okay.
Let's think back to the late '80s, early '90s in college football. Mm-hmm. And you're thinking we haven't been here. Let's think to Miami. Let's think Auburn and Alabama. I mean, think about how players acted for about a 6 to 8 year span before college football said no more of that. No more showboating, no more.
There's one thing about ripping your helmet off or dancing or something like that and giving the opponent the finger on national television.
I think LSU was pretty much, can I use the word humping? When they would,
I think we'll allow it.
When a sack would be made, think about this. Now, I mean, think of some of the dances that Miami players would make on a sack.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a little.
Could have been a tad
It took
risque.
about as far as you could go.
Yeah.
Some touchdown dances that went on during that time, Michael Irvin and the likes. I mean, Andy, Dion, and the interceptions and the dancing that he would do as he floated down the field. I mean, this is not new.
Yeah. But, again, that was, showing up your opponent.
Yeah.
That was being arrogant as you could possibly be.
Yes.
But there's just a different sense of just complete. I don't know. Maybe it's more animosity that's a part of this. It's not just celebratory. It's not just arrogance. It seems to be. It almost borders on vile. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just getting old. Maybe that's what it is.
Well, you are getting old, that's for certain, but I don't think you're the only one that is cheering against them.
Oh, wow.
And I think that they've embraced that they are the nemesis to most out there.
Yeah. Stanford and UConn. Oh, well, that's a classic baseball matchup there. Greenville. How about East Carolina and Texas? East Carolina, I mean, good. Caleb was talking about how beautiful the stadium is out there in North Carolina. Arkansas and North Carolina in Chapel Hill. Arkansas.
That's a good matchup.
Yep. Southern Miss takes care of LSU. Nice. Now they'll get Ole Miss. How about Ole Miss? You know, the number one in the country fell off the map and didn't even were struggling to even make the tournament. Now here they find themselves in a regional and a very winnable regional at Hattiesburg. You get Texas A&M hosting Louisville. Texas A&M, one of the hotter teams in the SEC.
And Louisville, one of the long-standing teams that it feels like every year they're in the mix.
Yep. Virginia Tech hosting Oklahoma. Oklahoma puts out Florida in Gainesville.
I watched a good bit of that. Solid team, good pitching.
Yeah. So, Auburn on the right side of the bracket, technically, I guess they would be they would not have to deal with Tennessee until a national championship type scenario.
Well, I like that because I do think Tennessee's the best team in the country. If all holds up, if they keep swinging the bat the way that they are, and that would be nice to see. We hate each other.
This is true.
The coaching staff seem to hate each other as much as the players do, so it would mean for some turmoil.
I saw where if South Carolina made a coaching change, I heard Butch Thompson will be their top target. Interesting.
I know South Carolina had their run, but why would Butch Thompson leave Auburn if things are looking up and scholarship limitations have a chance of being evened out based on NIL and some other ways, and all of the talk around college baseball and adding assistant coaches? I can't see this being the time that he would do that. I hope I may be just wishful thinking.
Yeah. Ed says, Andy, you must not remember Greg McElroy giving Auburn fan base the finger as he kicked our butt. What was that? Was that 2009?
Well, he didn't kick our butt in 2009.
Well, he did. Well, I mean, they didn't kick our butt in 2010.
Well, they kicked it pretty good in 8, but I don't.
That's true.
Yeah, it probably was 8.
Was it 8? I don't even remember that guy.
It was Tommy's last one.
That's right.
It was a good one for you to forget.
In the old days, the batters might get a fastball on the ear hole. See, that's the other thing, too. When you take policing out of the hands of the, pitchers, this is what you get. You can get Tennessee doing this kind of garbage. Back in the old days, he was the ear hole guy, and he won't do it anymore. And everybody goes about their business. So, yeah. All right, we got to take another break. Don't go anywhere. More to come right after these messages.
Lake Martin has a new car buying experience. It's the TR Group of Alex City on Cherokee Road. The TR Group has up to 100 late model vehicles to choose from and will not be beat on price, selection, or financing. With the TR Group, your selection and quality is easy and your good credit is rewarded. But we offer guaranteed financing on our inventory because your future is more important than your past. The TR Group, Lake Martin's new standard in auto sales. Located at 814 Cherokee Road, Alex City, USA.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
Whether you prefer bricks, clicks, or taps, there's one place built around all your needs. For whatever it is you want to do. Even if your needs change, we'll be right there with you, making it all possible. Because you never know when a new addition will come along. So walk in, log on, or tap away. Either way, Valley's built to help you do you. Wherever life takes you, we'll be right there with you.
Hey guys, this is Nate Paz with Airport Motors.
I'm Connor Branch with Fairway Auto Brokers in Opelika, Alabama.
And this is your first ever Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz.
That's right, Lake Martin. Airport Motors and Fairway Auto Brokers is teaming up for the very first Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz. Make sure to check out either website for the very best selection of pre-owned luxury trucks, SUVs, and sedans in East Alabama. Get pre-approved in minutes online and make sure to use the keyword Summer Blitz in the comment section for $500 off internet price. That's keyword Summer Blitz.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs. Or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce. Because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
Hey, this is Doug Roberts, long-term resident of Alexander City. I sold my house with Century 21 Lake Area Realty because all my life I had heard that to sell a house, you need 3 things: location, location, location. I found out there's actually 4. You need location, 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 and Rhonda Gaskins at Century 21 Lake Area Realty to sell your house fast.
Call me today and let me go to work for you. 256-749-3644.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
Brubaker Motors in Montgomery is the largest and fastest growing used car dealership in the River region. You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker. It's better at Brubaker.com.
Brubaker! Brubaker!
absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker.
BREWBAKER. BREWBAKER.com.
It's better at Brubaker.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy here with you. Just a couple more segments left in today's show, brought to you each and every day by Mortgage Pro. The Eric McKinley team, they are saving people thousands of dollars each and every year on their home mortgage. Give them a call today, 256-397-0248, 256-397-0248. More mock drafts for the NBA coming out. Have Jabari Smith going number 1. Do you think what you think? Are you more convinced now he goes number 1 or less? So,
I think the closer it gets, it's 50-50 between he and Holmgren, and I don't know which one I think is going to be the better pro. Both frames scream that they're both going to be great players. If one or the other was solely a shooting guard at 6'2" or 6'3" and didn't have the length that they both have, I would say maybe, but even with the frame that Holmgren's got, we've seen players in the NBA recently with that frame turn into great players, and there's no part of me that thinks Jabari Smith's not going to be a great NBA player and going to be a much better athlete in 3 years than he is now.
He got to learn how to handle the ball a little bit better,
yeah,
and create a little bit better, which actually Holmgren does a little better. But man, the way he shoots the ball, he's
yeah. I think both of them are can't miss prospects.
What about any chances Walker Kessler's number is a first-round draft pick?
Well, they've got him listed, at least
right
what I've seen, is at the end of the first round. And I think that if he comes out and is not a first-round pick, that he gave up an opportunity to be a top 10 pick by not coming back to Auburn and improving his offensive game, because his defensive game is a top 10 pick. Mm-hmm. And it's not that I was just wishful thinking that he would end up back in Auburn would be part of it, but I did watch him play and go, gosh, if he really could generate a little bit more of an offensive presence inside, this guy could be a top 10 pick. And so I hope he is, because I think he missed an opportunity coming back to Auburn and improve his draft stock if he does. It doesn't.
Yeah. Castleton coming back at Florida, I mean, I thought he was a lot more pro-ready offensively. So if you could combine at least just probably 3/4 of his offensive game with Walker Kessler's defense, man, you'd have something.
Well, and yes, I thought he was the better of the two players other than blocking shots. And I'm not trying to diminish that for Walker Kessler, but Castleton was such a much better offensive player consistently that I thought it kind of evened it in. So I would have loved to have seen him back at Auburn. I think he would have been one of the more beloved players that we've had at Auburn in quite some time if you got a couple of years out of him.
I would agree. Flanagan and Cardwell both removing their name from the draft, coming back to Auburn.
Well, I'm thrilled Cardwell's coming back. I think he's a great frame. I don't know where else he was going to go. I mean, he may be a European player, but he doesn't look like an NBA star or even a potential star to me.
He's a guy, he just loves being in college too much.
Yeah.
I knew he was going to come back.
And he's such a needed piece with an incoming freshman with a lot of talent. I think he gets a lot more minutes this year. And if anything, if he improves like he did between last year and the year before, then I think that his ceiling's much higher than I expected a couple of years ago. He really played well last year.
I would agree. Auburn's they got some options this year.
I have no clue what to say about Flanagan. I don't.
Like I said, I saw what he did as a sophomore, and he improved his shot so much. And he even played point guard. He did whatever the team needed him for him to do. He fit in. I mean, the chemistry was there, and he still did stuff from time to time. And you go, good grief. But I don't the injury. I'll chalk it all up to the injury and him being inserted late and it never really working. a la kind of Sharif Cooper. The chemistry just was never there. It just didn't really work. He's got to find that, and hopefully working with, playing along and being 100% healthy. If he gets back, he can help Auburn, but he can also hurt Auburn. So, which guy's going to be back?
It's not that the body language was terrible last year, because it wasn't, but it wasn't good.
It's not good.
And you always get a feel when you're playing with someone that's not playing up to their expected potential, and everyone around him wants to prod him along. Like, everybody's trying so hard to get you to where we all hoped you would be. And I had that sense with the team last year. And sometimes that takes away from the product. And it didn't take away from Auburn a lot last year, but you're right. If he can play anywhere near the 14 points and 6 assists, 6 rebounds a game that we got as a sophomore, the ceiling's very high. But I question it watching mentally where he ended the year last year.
Yeah. Texas knocks out Oklahoma State back-to-back. 2 games in a row. You watched any of the College World softball?
I did. And
that was pretty exciting, actually.
Yeah, I love the sport. I've told you that.
Yeah.
I mean, that is the one, sport where I go, I'll watch that, because when I see it, I'm like, yeah, well, I can't hit that. Or, it's a tough watch at times with basketball when you're not watching some of the better players. I mean, you do get some great shooters from time to time, but the level of athleticism is so diminished that it shows up, but not when it comes to softball. Ball goes out of the park, dimensions are great, pitching's extraordinary. I love that sport.
UCLA beats Oklahoma, and Oklahoma says, enough of that. 15-0, 5-run rule. I mean, five inning rule. So
one of the best college softball teams of all time.
Hard to argue. Texas got their hands. That dude from I think the coach from Texas now, he was at Oregon, right?
Don't
know. I think he was at Oregon, and he took them to like 4 or 5 World Series.
Okay.
And now he's got Texas in there in the championship game in a couple of years, I think. So he must be pretty good.
Let's have him keep his nose clean. Sounds a lot like one that we had at Auburn a few years ago.
Hey, I don't know. He might take exception to that.
Yeah.
I don't think his sons are on the team, or his assistants, but I don't know. All right, we got one final segment of the Auburn Blitz coming up right after this.
Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
Don't be caught in a dirty vehicle. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have your vehicle or boat looking like brand new in no time, and you'll be back driving in style. They specialize in detailing, paint correction, gel coat restoration, and ceramic coating. Take it to the professionals at Lake Martin Mobile Detailing. Call them today at 256-794-2328 or stop by and see them at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville. Mention this ad and receive $10 off. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing for your cleanest vehicles around.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Need that boost to get you started in the morning or help get you through a long day at the office? Alex City Nutrition is your answer. Alex City Nutrition, located on 2nd Broad Street in downtown Alex City, offers meal replacement shakes, post-workout shakes, extreme rebuild products, and a vast array of loaded teas that offer focus, energy, and build up your immunity and overall health. Want to buy in bulk? We now offer your favorite flavors by the gallon. Come by Alex City Nutrition today or call 256-496-8284 to begin your journey to great health.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Growing your business isn't just one thing, it's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done, day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, your compact equipment provider.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy solving the world's problems. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us today. Final segment on the show today.
Have you ever been more sure of anything in your life than I have no answers for the world's problems at this point?
I don't even know where to begin. I didn't even know how to begin to have a conversation about the world's problems.
And this conversation was started by me looking at Andy after about 2 minutes of silence and asking, how high do you really think gas prices are going to go?
Yeah.
I know we don't want to diverge down a dirty road, but I mean, I was thinking that this morning. I was looking over and paying $4.79
and you drive a hybrid. Good grief.
$4.79 yeah, but I own some other vehicles that aren't hybrids.
Yeah.
And some of them maybe get 10 miles a gallon, some of these bucket trucks that I own. And it's a scary time, man.
No,
it really is a scary time. And having a conversation with people, and we're so split down the middle, that you can't even have a conversation that here are the things that we could do to make this better. Yeah, just don't even bring it up.
No.
Nobody don't even want to hear it. Depending on which side of the aisle that you land on.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Well, I got news for them. The aisles are irrelevant at this point. $5-6 a gallon, that's what's relevant. So people can argue about all the mess they want to argue about. It's all irrelevant at some point. So, all right, College Football Hall of Fame, Tim Tebow.
Deserved.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No-brainer. Alex Smith.
Yeah. Maybe.
Probably. Why?
Utah team that he took.
Didn't win anything.
Didn't win anything, but.
Went undefeated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ryan Leaf. Really good college quarterback.
Better than Alex Smith? I'd have to look at the numbers.
I would say no. I mean, he may have his numbers maybe overall for a career, but
need to look at his numbers.
Yeah. Okay. Some other notable names: Justin Blackman, wide receiver at Oklahoma State, on the ballot. Nah. Rocky Kalmus, linebacker from Oklahoma. Tough.
I don't think he's better than Alex Smith.
Okay. Penn State running back Kajana Carter.
Remember that name well, and it was and he won something.
He did.
I think they won it.
He went to the Panthers and was an incredible bust, right?
But that's a bust in the pros. I don't think you can weigh on what happened during his college career with that. And he won a national championship, didn't he?
Was he on the?
I think he was with Kerry Collins in that career.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty sure he was. Maybe I'm wrong.
That sounds about right. Oregon,
or did they lose that? They lost, though, didn't they?
What year was that?
95?
They did not win in 95. That
lost
was
to Michigan, didn't they?
97.
97 then.
Michigan won it in 97.
Did they beat that Penn State team?
They may have.
Think so.
They may have. No. What about? Yeah, that's right. Michigan, that's right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Michigan, that was Bob Greasy's kid, right?
A lot of useless knowledge. Yep.
Oregon running back LaMichael James. He was good.
He was, and I bet his numbers
probably
vouch for him being there.
Boston College linebacker Luke Kuechly. There's one guy that probably, I'm sure, had a much better NFL career. Because I didn't even know where he played.
Yeah, but who's the last Boston College player that you knew?
Doug Flutie.
Okay.
Oklahoma defensive lineman Dewey Selman.
I don't know Buddy Dewey. I can't give you anything.
How about D'Angelo Williams from Memphis?
Remember him? I bet his numbers are through the roof. I bet he rushed for over 4,000 yards.
Yeah. Leftovers still on the ballot: Reggie Bush, Tim Couch, Warwick Dunn, Dwight Freeney.
Warwick Dunn, yes. Warwick Dunn, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Who else?
Tim Couch is really, really good.
Yeah, he's great numbers.
Ray Lewis?
I don't know what his numbers were. I know he was one of the best linebackers. But
I know Dwight Freeney made a career out of sacking.
No, Dwight Freeney deserved.
Jason Campbell.
His numbers have got to be through the roof.
What was it, Crittenden, that he went around about 17 times against Auburn that night in 2001? Oh, my goodness. He never even got out of his stance. And Dwight Freeney was sacking Jason Campbell, poor old Jason Campbell. Okay, that's your Hall of Fame. There's quite a few more anyway. But happy birthday today, Jessica Tandy, fine actress, Driving Miss Daisy. Dean Martin, that's pizza. That's amore. Burt Sugar, writer. Tom Jones.
Burt Sugar.
Boxing,
yeah. Great, and always got the cigar.
Yeah, it's him.
Very
He's
good.
Dead now.
Yeah. Is he?
Yeah. Tom Jones, not unusual to be loved by anyone. How about Ken Osmond, Eddie Haskell from Leave It to Beaver. Thurman Munson, great cat, Hall of Famer, right?
I don't think he's in.
Is he not in?
No.
Wow. Really, really good, but he died in a plane crash.
Did.
In the prime of his career, if I'm not mistaken. 1979.
I think his numbers are just
not quite
where they have a hard time putting him in.
Liam Neeson, I have a particular set of skills. I will find you and I will kill you. William Forsythe, you ever seen Raising Arizona?
Yeah.
Great movie.
Great movie.
He was John Candy's brother, broke out of prison.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mick Foley, Mankind, or Dude Love if you prefer. Terrence Mathis, random wide receiver from the Falcons. Mike Madonna, he's a Hall of Famer. How about one of the great names for a running back in college football history? Napoleon Coffin.
Great player.
Very good.
Yeah.
Played at?
Washington.
Very good. Allen Iverson. The answer.
Yeah. He's a no-brainer.
Yeah. Oh, no question. He likes to eat Vaseline, too, from what I understand. Anna Kournikova. Lovely. Not great tennis player, but lovely. Keegan Bradley and Michael Sarah. I think Prince was born on today as well.
He's a great basketball
Happy birthday, for Luke out there. He was, Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for us. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. He's Randy. I'm Andy. So long for now. We'll talk again.